Hello, hello. Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here tonight. I'm Amy from Seriously Sweet and Cookie Snack Attack. Almost knocked everything over. I am live streaming tonight from my new cookie studio, but it's not fully set up yet by any stretch of the imagination. I am live streaming through all my normal technology, which I updated earlier today. So you may have to go out and come back in and tell it your name. I'll start showing the comments in just a second so that you guys will know, because StreamYard did have updates. There was a lot of updates today. And that might just be because I haven't been live streaming as much. It just seemed like a lot, but it took quite a while to get it done. And why did I tell you? What else did I need to tell you? I have made some adjustments from our test run earlier, and I have moved the mic as close as possible, but we will have a little bit of echo in this video. I apologize for that, but it cannot be helped just yet because this is a much larger area and much taller ceilings, and there's barely anything in this big room. So I think that the noise will come under control as soon as all of my things are moved in and the studio's set up and I have a big area rug down. So if you'll just work with me tonight, I would very much appreciate it. We don't have a lot of options right now, and I am not going to miss another live stream. So here we go. Are you so excited? I've missed you guys. I miss live streaming as much as I normally do, but we are potentially close to we're close to being able to get back on a regular schedule and maybe live streaming 3 times a week. So I'm super excited. So tonight, you guys, just so you know, if you missed the earlier test run that I did, I'm going to create a dress that will coordinate with, because I just got so inspired by the new Timbo cookie, because he's doing it all in royal icing with pressure piping, which, you know, I'm a huge fan of for texture. Anyway, I got so inspired when I saw it. I thought, oh, that's what I'm going to do Tuesday night, just to remind everybody in the Cookie Snack Attack group that class is only on sale through this evening at $21. And then it goes up. It'll be double. So if you want to get in on that, it's something Timbo's teaching. Make sure you tell him I sent you. And anyway, we're going to do a dress tonight because I was so inspired by that. I wanted to do a dress that will coordinate you know, with the whole theme of woodland and fairies and gnome houses, because, you know, I'm a gnome fanatic. Can't help it. All right, so let's say hello to a few people. I did want to thank you guys for sending stars through Facebook, and also I've had a couple of donations arrive through the mail. I appreciate you guys more than you can know, because there is just a lot going on right now, and when you're not live streaming as much as you normally do, it does affect your income. So for all of you that know that and like wanted to look out for me, I appreciate you so much, so much. I very much, like, there's not enough words to express a big thank you. And I also want to give a shout out to more of our cookie crew, because Debbie and Whoopi Cindy and Mary Jean are arriving in just a couple of days, and we're going to knock out some more painting on the grand old lady. So I'm so excited. It's going to make it so much quicker. And the fellowship is absolutely fantastic. The food's amazing when everyone's around. And my mom just loves these ladies. So it's going to be a great time for us. And we will hopefully be live streaming and decorating a cute little mini cookie that I picked out so that everyone can join in on the decorating. That's my plan on one evening this weekend, if all goes well. So far, so good with my new internet and the direct plug-in connection and all of that. Everything seems to be working great. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx anything. Hey, Barbie, how are you? Thank you for tuning in again. Hi, Myra. It is showing your name. Barbara, how's that grandbaby? We need an update. We hope everything's going well. Hello, Facebook user. How are you? Nadine, I can see your name tonight. This is so exciting. Camille, hello. We're probably muted, but you can watch us later, okay? We're going to have some fun tonight, and I'm not putting a time limit on myself. So you guys, if you need to like duck out, I'm so tired. I use the wrong words all the time now. And my husband's like, did you mean You said, but yeah, and I'm like, yeah, you know what I meant. Just go with, you know me very well. Just go with what you think I meant right now because I'm super tired. That whole thing where I don't sleep but 4 hours, that's so out the window right now. Like every moment I can grab a wink of sleep, I'm grabbing it. And hopefully my glasses are not glaring tonight. Oh, by the way, can you guys help me out with something? Let's say hello. Hey, Christina, thank you for coming back. Kathy, thanks for coming back. Cookie friends are the best. Hey, Whoopi, Cindy. Oh, thank you. I cannot wait to see you guys. I'm so excited. Hey, Dee Dee, how are you tonight? Nicole, it is not showing your name, so you may want to pop out and pop back in. Terry, how are you? Sabra, not showing your name. I don't know why that would be, but maybe you want to take a second while we're just going through the greetings and pop over to the other page. That way we'll see your name. Hello. I am so excited. Like, I cannot wait to get it done. And it has metallic rose gold paint. Like, it's so perfect because metallic rose gold has the warm undertone. So it almost looks like copper when it starts to turn, not when it's really dark, but like when it first starts to lose that orangey copper look and starts turning. So it's so perfect with the Farm Fresh egg and the Barely There pink that I picked and the white trim and these tall ceilings. And you guys, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I have a 16 light, I think it's called a Queen Anne, a 16 light crystal Queen Anne chandelier going in here. I can't wait for you to see that. Plus the ceiling medallion that if you've ever been in old houses before, a lot of them have those old hand-carved wood medallions. Well, this obviously is not an antique wood medallion, but it's a replica will be underneath that chandelier. So, and I finally found one big enough to look right with the chandelier that's going in here. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. So Nadine, I was able to move the mic a little bit closer. Like you can see it here. But that's like as close as I can get without it screwing up the camera. Allison, oh my goodness. Allison has been working on creating a tunnel gazebo. She has these beautiful wisteria bushes at her house, and they were just really dropping down too much. And so she has created this tunnel that's like 8 foot in the air and 6 foot across for the wisteria to weave into it. It's so pretty. She's doing such a killer job, you guys. And I'm glad you're here, Allison. I'm glad you're okay. And thank you for checking in. Hey, April, how's it going? Lizbel, how are you? I cannot wait to see you. I hope you're going to be in Orlando. Sound is a little better, right? I think it'll be even better once I get the things hung on the wall, the rest of the stuff in here, and the cabinets and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping, but so it's pre-recorded. Timbo's class is pre-recorded coming out on August 2nd. So see, you'll have time to practice these cool dresses. I think you're really going to like what we're doing. Jessie Ann, your name is showing tonight. So that's totally fun. All right. So you just have a few more greetings, you guys, to pop out and pop back in if your name isn't showing. Hey, Lori, how are you? Maureen, it's good to see you tonight. Lavelle, your name is not showing. So maybe pop over to the Seriously Sweet. Yes, Seriously Sweet page and give it permission from there. That might help. Hey, Darlene, how are you? Oh, good. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. I know it's coming together, you guys. It's coming together. If you missed the video that I did not save, that everybody got a little preview, but I'm going to hold that until we're closer to finish now. Hey, Elisa, how are you? Marla, how are you doing? Are you going to be at CookieCon Orlando, Marla? You're listening tonight. Cool. No change. She's not. Okay, so ENT is the next one. I did see that update. So that's good. She's not any worse, not any better, but not any worse. So that's good. That's good. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly, because if you ever need help with a cookie studio, you know that the squad has got you. We've got you. We will be there. We got your back. You're showing now. Saber, it's showing. So can you tell me in the comments if you went out and went to Seriously Sweet? Because I think when you're in a private group, if you haven't given it permission from the other page, I think that's what happens. I think it won't let you give permission from one of the private groups in Facebook. I think that's a Facebook thing, not a StreamYard thing. There's so many of you on tonight. Thank you for joining me. You always, hey, Charlotte, are you on the train? How are you tonight? You get nervous when you're not on as much, but you know what? I have to right now, you guys just have to get the things done that have to be done so that we're ready to go, so that I can help you make money at the end of third quarter and the beginning, the whole fourth quarter. Like, we've got to get it done now. Summertime's the best time to do it. And I have to focus on my family right now. Hey, Mary Jane, I can't wait to see you this weekend. Yeah, her wisteria plants are gorgeous, gorgeous. Hey, Teresa, how are you? Okay, good. Okay, awesome. Hello, good evening. Sandra Weber, good evening. Okay, whoever this is that's on Snack Attack, you may want to go out and go back in on the Seriously Sweet page so that it will let you give permission to show your name, so we'll know who you are. And Sabra, you did that and you're on the Seriously Sweet page, and now we can see you. Yeah, you do. You go there, but there's something about the private group when people are trying to give permission from the Cookie Snack Attack group, because it's private and only members in there, it's messing up with giving permission. So it's got to be something on their programming. Your name is showing, and so is your cute picture. So good to see you guys. Well, Lavelle, a minute ago, I thought I could see you, couldn't I? Hold on, let me roll up here. The comments are coming in pretty fast, but I thought a few minutes ago we saw your name. Didn't we? Or did I say we didn't see your name and you should go over to Seriously Sweet? I don't know. There's too many comments now. I can't find where I saw it earlier, but I cannot see your name right now, Lavelle. Yes, perfect. I cannot wait. So excited. Okay, so let me tell you a couple things. Thank you guys for joining in tonight. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. Thank you for all the donations that you have sent directly, and for everything you've been doing on the coffee shop site, because 100% of what you do on the coffee shop site comes to me. They don't take a cut or anything, and it's just really helping while I make this transition. And once the transition is done, it's really going to help with a couple of equipment upgrades that we are ready to do. Claudette, I'm glad that it's showing. I know, I can't believe I got to stream twice today, but I was determined not to have technology issues tonight, if at all possible. Hey, Tracy, it's good to see someone on from Indiana tonight too. All right, so I wanted to first tell you this. Let me show you this picture. So Boots and Bling is up. I would say, oops, wait, something just popped up. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, let's ask our hardcore bakers that use something other than the regular flours. If you need to combine two different flours to store together, how would I do that? Take the measurements for each and add that way. Well, first of all, do you measure like hard measurements like cup, or do you weigh? And then what is the purpose of combining the flours? And does one flour hold more moisture than another, so that they shouldn't be combined until you actually start baking? That's my first thoughts, but I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. We'll circle back to that. If anybody wants to drop answers in, that would be helpful. That would be great. So listen, guys, I have a new class coming out. Oh, by the way, please sign up for this text alert, because it has saved my boutte more than once with you guys when the internet was an issue when I was trying to set up here at the new location. That text, if you text the word live stream, all one word, all capital letters, to 540-870-0726, follow the prompts. There'll be you'll do something, they'll text you back, the service will text you back, you'll answer that, and then they'll text you back, and then you'll be signed up. That is the easiest way for me to stay in touch with you if there's any issue with the internet. It's also the easiest way to stay in touch with you once we go to events like CookieCon or a cake show or something. It's the easiest way to get the word out quickly to people. Okay, now my new class, Boots and Bling, is up online. It is the class and a box. It doesn't include the shipping though, okay? You'll see the shipping when you go to checkout, but it is for the class. Let me see if I can come. I'm gonna come this way. It is for the class and the box. The class will be August 3rd. The group is going to open next Monday. The boxes are going to ship next Tuesday. This is just some of the things that are in this box. So any of your die cut pieces that needed to be used in this class, they're pre-made for you. You're just going to color them, and then you'll add them into the cookie. We're going to, even your dry dust to do that is going to be in the kit. I mean, basically, I think you're going to have everything in the kit except your very basic things like, well, I did even make you a scribe, as you can see there. It's got the cutest little cowgirl hat with it and pink beads, and it's just sparkly. It has a 2023, and it also has our cookie snack attack charm on it. So that'll be in your box. There's 3 fondant molds. It's a super large cutter. It's like 6.5 or 6 3/4 inches. There's the already embossed die cut pieces for you. Your dry dusting colors will be in there. So pretty much you're just going to need a couple shades of green gel coloring and pink gel coloring. And maybe like a 102 or a 104 tip. That's probably the only things that won't be in the box, because in addition to this picture, there's a small toolkit coming with it. And I might have even bought the tips to go with this class, because there's one big center floral in this. And as you can see, that little pile of silver there, that's silver sanding sugar that we're going to use to bling out the hat. I've got a new wafer paper technique to show you on how to make fuzz, but the class is up for sale. Class and the box is $125 regular price. It's on sale right now. I think I made it on sale for $115. It's going to stay on sale for $115 until the finished cookie picture goes up, which could be tomorrow. It could be Friday, could be Thursday, it could be Saturday. I don't know. It's whenever I get back to the other location to pick up the finished cookie and get some photos in the sunlight. To tell you the truth, it's been so stormy here and such bad weather and so much rain. I've been afraid to, I didn't even want to try to move the cookie to the other location, but we are supposed to have some nice weather the next couple of days. So I'll get some sunlight pictures for you. But once the finished cookie picture goes up, then the price goes back to $125. So grab it early. There are 25 boxes available for sale. It's on our website. Let me give you that really quick. You're going to want to grab it. A lot of you take classes from me all the time, so you know the quality of the kits in the class. So this is kind of like not even a trust issue at this point. You just know it's going to have everything you need and be a good class, right? So I just wanted you guys to get a little benefit to getting the box early. So it's on the website at www.seriouslysweetcupcakes.com. It's on sale right now. Your shipping will add to it, and there will only be sales tax if your billing address or your shipping address is connected with the state of Virginia. Otherwise, there's no tax for you guys, okay? Boxes are going to ship on next Tuesday. The group will open next Monday. Also, it's not in the description, but also with this class, you're going to get my regular royal icing recipe, my sugar cookie recipe, and my new royal glaze recipe that I finally released, because I feel like I've just tested it to the moon and back to make sure that it will work for you. So you'll be able to use one or the other of those or both of those. It's going to depend what you want to do and how fast you need these cookies to set up. I did also mention earlier, Allison, if you're here, we would like to put together, we had a request for this cookie in a 4-inch size where they could buy the STL file or the cutter separately, please. And I have not talked to you about that yet. I know you're super busy. So whenever you get a chance, if you'll work on a 4-inch version, 4-inch in height, for people that want to be able to actually make it in a smaller size. Hey, April. Hello. Let's see. I went to both sides. Found. Yeah, I know. It's so exciting. I can't believe it. It's so nice. We're getting things together, though, and I'm excited because we're also going to be able to do so many things, because I'll be able to have the equipment out, so it'll be easier to get to. So I'll use it more. I'll have access to all of my fondant molds. So, oh my gosh, you guys aren't even going to believe what happens when that happens. But go get Boots and Bling while it's at the discounted price, okay? Get that now. Also, I am working on the video for the beach collaboration. I hope to have that ready by next Tuesday if all goes well. And I want to again give a huge thank you to Mary Jean, Whoopi, Cindy, and Debbie, not in that order. Let me do it the other way too. Debbie, Mary Jean, Whoopi, Cindy. I'll do all the combinations, but thank you girls for coming in. When you put out the signal that you need help, I felt like I was just absolutely underwater with everything that was going on, and it was putting me further and further behind. And I was talking to the ladies and they were like, we're coming. And you don't know, like 2 weekends ago they came, and it was perfect. It was perfect. And it just totally revived me. And then we weren't quite done enough because there were still contractors here working, and they were like, we're coming back. And in case you don't know the whole story, the reason that they came to help me is because it is a much larger house, and it's old. We call it the Grand Old Lady. She was built in 1887, and she's absolutely gorgeous, but she needed to go to the studs and back. So there's a lot of plaster repair. There was a lot of drywall work that was done. She is looking absolutely gorgeous. I think even her former owner, who lived to be 99 years and 11 months old. Can you believe that? So exciting. I think she would be very happy with the way everything is turning out in here. But anyway, the paint bid came in at $24,000, and there was just no way. We wanted to focus on things that made the house safe. Like all new wiring and things like that you want to do when you buy an old house, and that hasn't been redone yet. So the girls were like, we're there and we'll have a good time. And we fellowshipped, and we had great food, and we just had a lot of laughs. I don't think anyone cried until everyone left. I'm pretty sure we didn't. Oh, I'm so glad, Sabra, that you got them both, because tonight we're going to do a dress that coordinates with that cookie. It just inspired me. It's not endorsed by Timbo in any way, shape, or form. It was just an inspiration that hit me. And so I baked up a dress cookie, and I was like, okay, well, that's what we're going to do tonight, and get everybody, kind of use it as a way to pump up the fact that his class is out, and it's only on sale through tonight. And it's a great deal. It's $21, you guys. It's fantastic. And he's doing it all with royal icing, which is why I wanted you to check it out. He's doing pressure piping with royal icing, which is such a switch for him. I'm excited to see the recorded class. Finished cookie, not yet. That's why you're getting the discount on buying the class in the box. But there's a cowboy hat, there's florals, there's mixed media in the cookie there, and there's the sweetest little pair of boots. We're going to do it all dolled up in pinks and greens for a little girl, but you easily could switch this to be a barbecue theme, a baby theme. This cookie cutter is large enough you can use it for a cake topper. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys. When the finished picture goes out, though, and is published, then the price goes up to $125. You like the CSA charm? So cute, right? We released that at CookieCon in Ohio, Sandusky. All right. No, Mary Jean, you were not supposed to get a box. I don't know. Girl, I haven't. But we're going to be doing over the weekend. I hope to do maybe not over the weekend, maybe Tuesday. Once all the ladies are gone, I have a box reveal to do from April from her Sweet and Saucy Life, the Cookie Life box. I have a box reveal to do, and it's my understanding there are 2 new gel colors in there from the Sugar Art. So I'm so psyched to try them. Have you tried them, Kathy? I heard they are very, very concentrated, just like the Master Elites. So I'm super psyched about that. I'll just confess and tell you why I'm really excited about super concentrated gel colors. It's because whenever I have to activate those Master Elite dry powders, it's really rough on me, because if I squeeze just a little bit too hard on the water, or I forget to use my little pipette to put the water in to activate them, that dust goes everywhere and it's a big mess. So for me, I'm not saying anything, casting any stones on you guys, but for me, super excited that they're going to have gel colors, just because you know what happens. It happens. I know, I'm so excited. It's going to be really fun. 4-inch. Oh, Allison, you don't have to do it tonight, but they are going to want it. So I thought hey, how are you? I thought we would get a jump on that. Yes, see, smaller size. I can't remember who initially asked for it. Mary Jane, I'm glad you got that class, because it's on sale tonight. That was the reason I wanted to do the dress, to just pump that up. Code. Yes. If you did buy, Timbo had something at the beginning of the year that was like an all access class pass for everything he did this year. It was like $200. If you have that, then you just need the code and you get the class for free. But definitely take the class, because it's pressure piping and it's royal icing. So I'm excited. Yes, there are florals in the center of Boots and Bling. That's all florals. Because what it looks like, you guys, is it's a set of boots and it's got a flower arrangement in it. And then it's supposed to look like it has a cowboy hat, like on a pick or something, like in the flower arrangement. And the cowboy hat's decked out and it's got fringe around the cowboy hat. And we're even adding like a little horseshoe with some roping. It's just really, really pretty. So I think you'll like it. And it'd be super easy to talk you through how to convert it to like red, white, and blue barbecue colors and stuff like that. Hey, Nancy, it's good to see you. Nancy, it's showing your name. So I'm guessing that the updates today took care of that admin won't release you thing. And Priscilla, are you here? I haven't seen you yet, but if you're here, put a comment over there so we can see if your name showed up. And then also Marjorie. So Priscilla, Marjorie, and Lori got these really, I'm sorry, and Nancy got these really weird messages last week when they tried to show their names. And I think it must be fixed. I did send a message to them, but they never responded. But I'm guessing it's fixed because I can see 2 of 3 of you now. Hey, Sandra. The navy is purple. Okay, so I heard that too. And then I saw a video on Instagram where it was the royal blue, right? Where he just kept going darker and darker and darker, but it still had that tint to it to me too. I thought the same thing. Red, navy, and teal in my flower box. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they did that. Okay, cool, cool. If you have the pass from Timbo, if you bought that at the beginning of the year, all you need to do is get the code from them, not me. It's not my thing. And you will get this new class he's doing. It's already paid for if you paid for his all access pass at the beginning of the year. Boot class is going to be held on August 3rd. It's going to be in a private Facebook group from 4 to 7 p.m. Nico. Pop out, go over to Seriously Sweet and give it permission. For some reason, it's not giving people permission. Even once they grant it permission, it's not giving them permission from within the Cookie Snack Attack. It does turn blue. Like if you let it sit, does it turn blue? Is that what you're telling Maureen? Because I don't have it. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm super psyched to try it. Okay, now I think that's everybody's questions over there. Let's see. Wait a minute. It should be Saturday, and I'm pretty sure it's August 3rd. Wait, let me look. Did I get the wrong date? I might have put the wrong thing online. So it's August 5th. It is supposed to be Saturday. Did I put the wrong thing on the listing, you guys? If I did, it's Saturday, August 5th. I was typing really fast. Let me look at that really quick. All right, you guys put some comments over there for me. Let me see if this slows down the video at all, what I'm about to do. You guys let me know if it slows down the video. Because this is, I'm telling you, this is like universal differences between my old internet speed and now, and uploading stuff, downloading stuff. Like it's I don't even want to say night and day, because night and day doesn't even cover it, to be honest with you. It flies here. And I had Fios before, but I guess I was so far away from I put the 3rd. I got to put the 5th, you guys. It's August 5th. I'm sorry. Thank you for drawing that to my attention. If anybody bought the class tonight and that's going to be an issue, if you just message me and I'll cancel the order for you. Okay, seriously, because it is Saturday, August 5th from 2023 from 4 to 7 p.m. There will be some prep videos and replay will be available, but I did have the wrong date in the listing. So if that affects you, send me a message and I will cancel the class for you. Okay, but I do have it updated now for anybody who grabs that. All right, so let's get out of here. Did it slow the video down at all? Maureen said it didn't turn blue for her. I'm so sorry. Good. Thank you, Allison. And then I'll get a listing up. If you'll print me one, I'll take a photo and I'll list it separately. So if people want to add it, I might be able to sneak it in their kit box for them. Just message me separately for that, though. Had to come back to Facebook page for your name to show. Okay. Hello. She said, hello, Cindy Whoopi Wallace. I know. Yes, that's it, Allison. It's like Stone Age to intergalactic travel. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And the camera, like just on my end, what I used to see used to be fuzzy, but when I watched the replay was much more clear. But right now, everything is like crystal clear. Can't believe, Nicole, I can see your name. Let me see. You are how to get your website. Okay, the website, let me show you this really quick. I'm going to put a banner up and I'll just leave that up. If it'll, yeah, go there. Go to seriouslysweetcupcakes.com. It's on sale until the actual finished cookie picture goes up. And the cookie is, if you missed that whole thing, it's at another location. So as soon as I actually can get back there to grab it, I will. But once that goes up, it goes up to $125. You're getting a little bit of a discount since I don't have the finished picture. Yes, add it to the plethora of other stuff. I'm so excited. So excited. We have so much going on this weekend. Just for chatting, I'd like to tell everyone thank you for your prayers. I've appreciated them so very, very much. That's from Camille. So Camille, I'm guessing you are back at home and all is well now, right? We're good. Hey, Ruth Ann, how are you tonight? All right, so let's get started. We've had plenty of time to chat and catch up. We talked about the new class. That was important. I would like to ask you one thing, though, since there's so many of you on tonight. If you are in Dallas, I think. Priscilla, are you here? If you were in Dallas and you went to the Cookie Snack Attack mixer that we had, Priscilla brought something that she handed out. It was like this pirate sword, and it was an advertisement to join the Cookie Cutter Collector Club, which is like $25 a year, and they cover all kinds of things and info about collecting cookie cutters. Now, we're not doing this tonight, but this is something I ordered in because I've gotten into getting cookie cutters a lot more, and ones that will hold their value. So this is something I got from Pamela and Greg Nelson, and I would be happy to see if I can get Miss Pam to come on with us. But she wrote 3 books. They're all about identifying your cookie cutters. I purchased all of them, but they came in, what am I trying to tell you? They came on, she doesn't have printed copies anymore. They used to have printed copies, but they come on a flash drive. And I can't show you this, obviously, because it's her copyrighted material. I think it's copyright, right? Because it's the written part. But anyway, they come in a flash drive. They come super well packed. They're on here. It's all kinds. It's 3 different books that they wrote about cookie cutters. So if you would like to talk about that and maybe have her come on and talk about Cookie Cutter Collector Club one night, we have some of their members in our group as well, and I could reach out to them if you guys are interested in that. So maybe let me know over in the comments. And then they have these newsletters that go out. So if you saw the cool cookies that Kate Sullivan did and gave away to 3 of our group members in Sandusky, she's a member of that group. Dishner, I can't remember, is it Kathy? Is it Kathy Dishner is a member of that group, and she's in our group too. But these are like the newsletters that come out, or I think they can send them to you digitally. So she sent me a couple copies to look at of that as well. But it's the National Cookie Cutter Collectors Club. But if you guys want to talk about it one night, I'd be happy to have somebody come on and to get you the contact information for Pam's books if you would like that. So let me take a look over in the comments before we get going. Christina says yes. Okay. Oh, you've been home a whole week without going. That's fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Well, I wonder if that's you, because on my end, I have full bars. Is anybody else having trouble with sound or audio tonight? Yeah, it's really kind of Kathy. Yes, Catherine. Is that you? Are you on tonight? It's Catherine Dishner, and she's in this group, and she's She holds one of the offices in the Cookie Cutter Collector Club, but it's $25 a year, you guys, and it's a ton of very valuable information if you are a collector. So if you, I mean, some of us have some unusual cutters that we just picked up because we liked them, and we don't really realize what we're holding on to. So, okay, good. So I think if you guys want to do that, I'll reach out to them and see if I can have Miss Pam at least come on with us to talk to us about the 3 books she wrote, in case anybody has that. It doesn't even have to be like a full night. We can just have her come on. And Barbie says no trouble here. Okay, so let's jump into tonight. If anybody wants to type it in. By the way, has anybody heard from Mimi lately? Mimi's been on my mind, and I haven't had a chance to reach out to her, and I will after the live stream is over. It's Lavelle. You don't think she is? I thought she was. I thought I saw her. So we'll see about that. But let's get into what we're going to do tonight. I wanted to keep it. So if someone wants to mark it, we're at like 38 minutes. Okay. And I'm not limiting myself on time tonight because honestly, I need this. So I'm just going to decorate and take my time and try to enjoy it. This is one of those things that brings my stress level down. So I just want to enjoy tonight. And you guys can fast forward through what you need to fast forward through. But mark it that the tutorial starts at 39 minutes, okay? Yeah, this is totally my cookie therapy. For real, it is my cookie therapy. All right, Mary Jane, have a good night tonight. We'll catch up with you. So we're going to do a cookie that'll coordinate with Timbo's cookie that's releasing, would you say August 2nd? It's releasing as a pre-recorded. It's not live. So you need a little bit of wafer paper. You don't need a lot. You definitely don't need this much, but I pulled a full sheet out. And then I grabbed some of my vine. These are like vine or floral punches that I only use for, Myra, what do you mean? My class or Timbo's class? And I don't know what step 4 is. Tell me what step 4 is and maybe I can tell you what to do. We're going to use this. We're going to dry dust our wafer paper. Then we're going to use this to punch some of these out, and we're going to make a really earthy dress that will look cute for the fairy or the female gnome, whatever, that lives in Timbo's house that he made, okay? Because I just wanted to draw attention to the fact that he had that class up. You guys make sure you message him and told him you heard about it here. He is one of the people that if all works out well, he will be in our 13 days that we're doing for Halloween. We have all those spots filled now. I just have to put the schedule out so each person can pick their day, and I get photographs of everybody. All right, and I had mentioned I wanted this to look really earthy. So I had one of these that I'll be using for something else, another cookie. But I like to get these pre-made pie crusts. This happens to be a pecan pie crust. So if you do use this on a cookie, you're going to have to mark it for nut allergy. But I really like this one because it's very earthy looking. Plus it tastes fantastic. Like use butter pecan flavoring and then use pecan as instead of your sprinkles on part of your cookie. So we're making a really earthy cookie tonight. And this is like perfect for like soil and dirt and stuff like that. But we're going to use it on the bodice of our dress before we create the bottom of our dress. So I just wanted to show you, this is something that's just pre-made. It's pretty cheap. They're like $2 or $3 a piece. They're not expensive. And they're easy to use. Okay. Whoop. Let me set this over here. Oh, my girls even like, here, you can come here. My girls even like the new Cookie Studio because I was able to get some things out of storage. And one of those things was their little wrought iron doggy beds. They're not like princess beds or anything. Okay, I'm not that bad, but it's a wrought iron bed that allows all 3 of my itty bitty puppies to get in one bed and like just chill out together while I'm live streaming so they don't feel nervous that I'm not in the room. And they seem to like that I can keep that bed. They can be right next to each other and touching each other. And I can keep that bed right next to the area where I'm working. I know, the pie crust and pecan and their shortbread. I love the shortbread for beach sand. But I wanted to try this pecan because I'm working on another gnome project. Something's coming up. So you just flip it out of the pie tin. You can save these if you want and wash them. It just depends on what you want, whatever you want to use it for. But I put them in a gallon Ziploc. I put it in. Hey, come on up, Luce. Come on up here. I put it in, and then I just break it up. That's all I do. I don't do it's nothing fancy about this. But they taste great. This one tastes really good, and it just has you can see that color, right? It's just perfect, and it's got mixed colors in it, right? So it's some dark, some light. If you wanted to take the time, for me, it's not necessary for what I'm using it for. But if you wanted to take the time, you could put it through, just break it into chunks and put it through a food processor or a little coffee grinder. But for me, just doing it in a bag like this is fine. It just breaks it down small enough. You can also double bag it and roll over it with a rolling pin, and that'll crush it up too. But I don't want to get down to like super fine particles for this dress because I want it to look like, like bark on the dress, what we're going to do. And then if you took my class at Cookie Con, if you took Be the Sparkle, you got a dress cutter in your, see, it goes down to this, and see all the different colors and textures. It's so pretty. It smells really good too. Myra, tell me what step 4 is. Review and purchase. So go roll back up, because usually when you get stuck at checkout in that phase, it's because something's not filled in. It could be something minor like your last name. It could be a zip code, but just check your thing. But I definitely have one extra kit pulled that was for somebody. So don't worry, I'll help you after we get off the live stream if you don't figure it out before then, okay? Okay, so I'm just breaking this down so it's small enough. I thought I brought my cute sprinkle spoon, but then I thought I wasn't going to be using it. So I think I took it off my little work area tonight. So for tonight, I'm pleased, you guys. No judgment on how bad my hands look right now. Like I cannot clip my fingernails any shorter, and I have paint all over my hands, and it just is what it is right now. This is what happens when you redo old houses. And it's so funny. So funny, you guys, with this house. We named her, Mom and I, and Brian named her the Grand Old Lady. Or I guess Mom and I really did it, and Brian went along with it because he's such a good sport about stuff. But it's just a beautiful old house. And Brian and I love old houses. Mom fell in love with it when we had our Sperryville house. Okay, somebody just checked out. Who was that? Was that you, Myra, or someone else? Anyway, just fell in love with it. Old houses, that is. But they're a lot of work, you guys. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of things you got to do and things you got to look out for. But this house is just so beautiful. And my mom loves all the flower beds and stuff. So she's really a neat place. I feel like we became caretakers and not homeowners, though. That's the thing about old houses. If you really like them, that you feel more like caretakers, like you're the next generation adding to the history of the house, which is fun. But it's so funny to me because I've had to have a lot of things delivered because that's just easier right now. And so I've had Door Dashers here. I've had Food Line delivery people, different things like that. And when the people show up, they're like, oh my gosh, this house is so pretty. It's going to be so pretty when you're done because it's obvious it's under construction. It is very Virginia. So I guess technically it could be some parts of it because there is some gingerbread work and there's dental molding and outside and different elements like that. And it originally had a widow's walk on the porch, which we're going to put back, but it's not there now. So it has elements of that. It's not farm. It was a farm. It was the 4th farm outside of town from the center of town. It was the 4th farm from the center of town, but it's not farmhouse style now because farmhouse style would mean like 2 downstairs rooms, 2 upstairs room, and then a separate kitchen would be somewhere else. And it would have the staircase connecting it all. But in Virginia, because it's very near, Montpelier. It's near Montpelier, James Madison's home. the historical part you can go through and view. So here in this area of Virginia in particular, there are a lot of older brick homes that were built in that time frame, like post Civil War, but before the style change. There's also a lot of Georgian architecture homes in our area. Like that was the architecture they used on like the schools and stuff around here. But it's very, very beautiful. I love it. I know we are. So I already hid because the, ceilings had to come down. There was some bad plaster work from where there had been a roof leak. It has a new roof on it now, but there was some bad things. So I already hid a letter before all the drywall got closed up. You know how they talk about how people do that. So I put a letter in there just to say that this was the year we got the house and who lived here, and the history. Just, it was a short history of what we knew about the people that had it before us. All right, so we're all crunched up. Do you see I went to that level? That's what I want to do for tonight. And I'm going to use my pie pan as my return instead of pulling in another paper plate. And then before we got going, I mixed up, this is just mint. There's nothing special about this color. It's just one I really like. This is mint green, sunny side up. It's from Hobby Lobby. If you watch for the sales, this goes to half off, 40% off, things like that. So we're going to be using this. We're going to make our wafer paper bits now. And then we're going to be using the pecan crust. Okay. Everybody with me? All right. Somebody else just checked out. I hope that's going well. All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, tonight, instead of having to pull off more paper towels and stuff, I just have A grade wafer paper. It's very thin. And it's fresh. So I don't need to soften it with glycerin or paper potion or anything like that. It's fresh. So it's fine. It's not brittle. It's going to be perfect. Just like this. I have one dusting brush. I don't know how I managed to bring the things I brought with me and only one dusting brush in here, but that's all I have for tonight. So that's what we're going to work with. And I'm going to use holly because it has that very, very, oh, Myra, that's so funny. Okay. Usually it just stops you if something's missing. I didn't even think about telling you to check the payment info, but it usually only stops you if something's missing. So I'm glad you found it. All right. So holly has it's a very earthy green, like forest looking green. Right? Whereas some of the other greens from Sugar Art they're brighter and they look more like grass. This looks more like tree. So I'm just going to get along the edge here. I'm not going all the way to the edge because I don't want to have to pull out a paper towel for this, but I'm just going to dry dust my wafer paper. You could airbrush it too, guys. I just don't like to do that as much as I like to dry dust for a couple of reasons. I find for me, sometimes I'm heavy handed with my airbrush and I'll wreck a sheet of wafer paper in a New York minute. Like it's too late, like 2 passes and it's too saturated. So it just depends, like for you, right? How you do with those things. And I like to start with a heavy amount here and then really work it into the paper because you see all that cool texture that's in the wafer paper. Like by grinding this in versus just a light airbrush, it brings out a lot of that texture. Okay, don't forget Boots and Bling is on sale until the finished cookie picture goes up. It is a class in the box. So it's the class and everything really except the gel colors and basic tools to complete the class. And it's an intermediate level class. There's some florals in it too for the center of it, but it's on sale until I put the finished picture up of the cookie. All right. So I think probably I want to do at least half the sheet. I want to dry dust at least half the sheet. And I'm using Holly by the Sugar Art. And I hope you guys are going to get your cookie-a-thon tickets underneath my affiliate link when it's time. Or if you're buying those boxes that have all the product in it for Holiday Cookie-a-thon, make sure you buy that under my affiliate link because Nancy is generously doing the affiliate links again for the artists that are participating and the sponsors that are participating. And she's got a new cool box up for that, but make sure you get yours through my affiliate link when it's time. Nothing's up for sale yet, but when it's time, help me out with that because that pays for like the whole 4th quarter of live streaming expenses. And for those of you who think live streaming is free, it is not. There's nothing free about it anymore. But I like doing the tutorials for free, and I like to be able to connect with you guys and keep you connected with each other, because let's face it, life is hard and you need your friends. So see how I made some of this a little bit dirtier and this is a little bit lighter? By the way, is your picture really good? Oh, Sugar Art is having a sale? Post some info, whoever posted that. Yeah, and you have to get on the list to get notified for the kits through her, because there's only 250 kits. So I think she's planning on selling more than that. But make sure you use my link, because I'll earn an affiliate commission on that, and that will really help with the upgrades I want to do by the end of the year and paying live streaming expenses for several months. So we can do all the fun stuff we're going to do at Halloween and Christmas, with the 13 days of Halloween and the 12 days of Christmas that we're going to be doing. Are you guys psyched about that? Wait till you see all the people that committed. 90% off April, 90% off, like on just certain things or the whole site? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think the kit's going to be a really good deal. So, I like kits too. I mean, it's just fun to get them. All right, so let me show you the dress. This is the dress from my Be the Sparkle on certain things. Okay, so you guys check that out later. Let's see what this is. Certain items. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. So this is my dress from that kit. So this is the same size that you guys have if you want to use this, okay? I'm going to go ahead and punch out all my pieces, just make a whole big pile of those. Then we're going to come back and we're going to ice the bodice and then use the pecan to cover the bodice part of this. And we're going to do like a little V right here. So she has a little waistline. And then we're going to ice down here. We're going to do our royal icing, but we're going to move in layers because we're going to attach all these pieces so the cookie is two-dimensional, okay? So I'm going to just fold this in half because I want to get as close to the green as I can. I'm just going to fold it and rip it in half. You can cut it. I don't mind ripping it because I don't care if I get a little mismatch on the texture. I always take the bottom things off on here because I sanitize these when I get them. And then I only use them on edible papers. So let's get going here, and we're going to punch out you see they fly. That's why if you are a normal person, you leave them on. Also, save this wafer paper, your unused portion of wafer paper. Just save it because you can use it. You can grind it up and use it to make grass on cake, for cakes or around the bases of cakes and stuff later. So I might as well save it because it's already green. Now, the reason, if anyone is wondering, because in the past, I have often flipped this and also colored the back. I did not do it on purpose on this because I thought it looked better on the cookie to have like this, because you can see the green when you're using an A grade, it's thin. So that's the back, but you can still tell it's been done green on the front. And then this is the back on another area where it's a little bit thicker in the paper. So I liked having that, and I'm going to use that as part of my design in the cookie. And I'm mixing up 3 different punches that I have. I can link the punches if you want me to. I'll just link them to affiliate links on Amazon if you want. I don't have to. You can just use what you have. But if you've done classes anytime in the last 2 years where we've done mixed media cookies, then you probably already have these punches. So I wasn't really worried about getting that to you before we started tonight because you probably already have the binary. All right, I'm gonna do a few more of these. I like this one because in particular, the bottom leaf on this one is real thick. So it's gonna blend really well. So I'm just gonna push these up together in a pile here. You guys with me still? The kit, the dress is from the kit that I taught at CookieCon. You can use any dress cutter, but I'm using the one because I knew someone was going to ask. That's from my kit for Be the Sparkle that I taught at CookieCon that I'm teaching again in Orlando. So I was just saying if you already had that cutter, you could use that one. All right, now I'm going to switch over to this binary. And you see it's like a fern. So these are 2 sizes. Is it the same one? I might have grabbed the same. Yeah, it's the same size. We're just going to use one of these, you guys, because I grabbed the same size. I have another one that's smaller, but I think this will be fine. And we're going to punch out a bunch of these. So between these two different patterns, the fern and then the other one I think is supposed to be eucalyptus, between the two, when we start mixing them up on the dress, it's gonna look really cool when the skirt comes together. So it's just a way to have some fun on this cookie in particular. All right. Trying to stay on camera. And I hope everybody is doing well. I'm so excited to see all of you guys that are coming to Orlando. I had a really good time in Ohio, and I'm hoping Orlando will meet a lot of new people and enjoy, that all the students enjoy my classes. I love that. I love that when they send me messages afterwards going, oh my gosh, I learned so much and that was only an elective. Can't wait to take a class from you. That makes a teacher happy. All right. Get some more of this. I just want to get as much out of this as possible. And then I'll save my wafer paper scraps. I just put it in a Ziploc, you guys, and then use them. So my green ones, I save to use for grass, mostly grass. There's some other things, but mostly grass. I save them for that. And then my white, any leftover white that I have, I save and I mix diamond dust with it in the wintertime and make snow for my gingerbread stuff. All right, so that's all I think that's really all I need to get out of here. And then I'm just gonna mix these two things up. And if you wanna get really technical tonight when you're doing this, just have a pair of tweezers handy for when you go to place this. This, by the way, also looks really cool if you have any of the tropical craft punches, like the Monstera leaves and things like that. It looks really good with that as well. So if you have those, you could do a tropical dress or you could use it for skirting. All right, now this next part is really not going to take that long. I mean, it might because of the way we're going to do the dress, but I don't look for it to take that long. By the way, that reconstituted icing from the earlier video, it's perfect. It turned out perfect. No issues whatsoever. Now, is it just me or is even the lighting better? Cool. I'm excited. Claudette, cool. Can't wait to see you there. Marine tools with the moldable royal. Do you mean like for, tell me what kind of tools? And Barbara's disappointed. We're going to have to cut something going to. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, New Mexico to visit family is very important, and a cruise with your husband, super important, and Disneyland with sisters and cousins. Yeah, I think it's acceptable that you're missing Orlando. I'm so excited you're taking my class. Those of you that are taking my class, there are spaces left in both sessions on Wednesday morning and evening, but it is a lighter load than I did in Ohio, so we're going to get to even do some more stuff that we didn't get to do in Ohio. So I'm psyched about that too. All right, so let's start on our dress. I bet my husband shut the door. I bet he shut the door into the living room because my cookie studio is larger, but it's closer to the living room area now. So I bet they shut it because I can't hear them at all. And the girls came to be in here with me. They're so funny. All right, so we're going to use the green underneath because I want that look specifically. However, I will tell you, you should play with this because we're going to be using this, right? So I want it to be very earthy looking. So I chose to use the green underneath, but this also looks really good over tan or ivory or dark brown if you're doing like a tree trunk, something like that. So check on that too, okay? But for now, I'm going to just be doing it. Can you see this okay? I'm just going to do an outline and flood. And I'm going to go close to the edge because I can tighten it up if I need to with a boo-boo stick or a scribe. Because I'm getting ready to put so much weight on here. I just want to make sure I don't put too much icing. And then once that mixture is on here instead of sprinkles, right? Because that adds a lot of weight to it. Once that's on there, then I can kind of mold it or position it or move it around if I need to. So this is just keeping it basic, guys. Just filling in a bodice area, giving it a little bit of a waistline, making sure I have plenty of icing. It doesn't need to be settled down, but I always like to because I don't want it to have bumps in the wrong places. Is it okay to say that? All right. Oh, you know what? I do have this coffee stirring spoon, so I'll use this to dip my pieces out here. And I'll show you. You'll see with that green poking through, it just gives it like another layer almost. Gosh, this smells so good. Now I'm putting large pieces and small pieces directly on here, but when I flip it over, those really big heavy ones are going to fall off. So don't worry if you're seeing that. I'm not even like sifting this for this cookie. I'm just trying to get it covered and let it sink down in that icing while it's good and soft. All right. Don't forget, if you do choose to use this one, you absolutely have to mark your cookies for nuts. Okay. Let's shake it off in here. Oh, see how pretty that looks? I'm going to put some more up here though. I like that. I'm just going to tuck the corners down in that mixture so that it's covered all the way to the edges. And I'm just gently, if this was for a customer, you guys totally use gloved hands to do this. I'm just putting in some of the bigger, darker chunks and pressing them down. They don't stick as easy because they're, an unusual shape. So if you want that look, that real grainy textured look, like if you're doing a tree trunk or tree limbs or something, you're going to actually have to push that into place. And then I'm going to use my Thingamajiggy. I'm going to tighten this up just a little bit so it has that really structured look to it. Marla, you're taking my class in Orlando. I feel like I saw your name yesterday or the day before. I'm excited. I'm excited to get to see you guys and spend time with you. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I really love CookieCon, and I feel like I'm getting it down a little better. So I don't know why I just closed that up, you guys. I have to pour this back in here. I feel like it helps. The more you go, the more organized you can get. And don't forget, we're going to have our mixer, and our mixer is up to, we have to talk about this again before we go, because we had said we thought we'd have around 60, but since we're not doing food this time, we're just finding an area to get together to do the gift exchange and to hang out for a few hours. We're up to like 85 people that signed up that said they wanted to be part of the gift exchange. I don't have any on my table, but you can't go by mine, Barbara, because I usually use pink because of the videos. I used to just use whatever Costco or Sam's Club had that was food safe, but not latex. I don't use latex. I am so excited about that too. I can't wait. Hello, Linda. How in the world are you? It's been so long since I've seen you. All right, so we're going to come back to this, and we're going to work in stages, okay? And I think you can do this either way. So I'm going to tell you what I think worked best for me because of the look I wanted with the dress, and then you guys do whatever works best for you, okay? So down here, I just went back and forth. I wasn't particularly concerned about all these scalloped areas on my dress. Like if I was doing a wedding dress, obviously I would be like doing brush embroidery, or I'd have some fancy curved cake lace down here. So I'll leave that up to you, okay, if you do want to do that. But I'm trying to keep this like really ragged looking and rustic and woodsy. So when I did it the first time, I started from the top down, and that worked. But when I created a different dress afterwards, what I realized is going bottom up worked better for me. And I'm going to move all this onto the paper towel because I want the green to really show up. That's why I'm leaving the paper towel in place, because I noticed the wafer paper bits were just blending in a little too much on the where I had them. Anyway, the wafer paper is going to curl a little bit when it hits that moisture. So round 2, I tried it working bottom to top, and I liked how it looked better that way. But practice, play with it, and see what you like the best, okay? You don't have to do it the exact same way I do it. One of the things that's so great about you guys is that you always experiment. So it's nice. Don't worry about how you put these on, just mix them up. And don't put them so tight that you can't see the leaves. Like that was a mistake I made the first time I played with this, because too much of it on here, it just looks like a whole bunch of, you can't tell that it's supposed to be vinery. You don't get the woodsy feel, I guess is what I'm trying to explain. And this tutorial will be up. It'll be up for replay. I'm not going to take this one down. Now, do you see how I have them spaced out? I think I'm going to switch these two. I think that is going to bother me. I thought it wouldn't, but I think I need to have them alternating. I think that makes me a little happier. So see what happens when they're in. I'm going to show you with the boo-boo stick. If you just take this and tuck down the end, you see how that icing comes up between the first set of petals? It really grabs it. It's going to dry that way. And when it dries, the petals are going to curl upward. So if you're pushing it in the water here, this part curls up. So I liked how that looked when it dried. It wasn't necessarily like about the moment that I was making it. It was about what it looked like when it was dried. So I just made sure that was fully in there. Now I'm going to go back and do my second. Now also don't get neurotic about this, because you can come back, and I'm slightly going over the ends where I just put those down, pressed them all the way to the cookie. You can always go back and tuck stuff in if it looks too naked for you. So go with the less is more and have extra pieces. And then if you feel like it's not full enough for you, like the skirt doesn't look full enough or whatever, then just go back and use your tweezers and tuck them in between the layers, okay? I don't even know, are there any boxes left, you guys? Are there boxes on there? The Boots and Bling. Are there still some for sale? I haven't been paying attention. I'm just occasionally hearing the dinging, the register noise it makes. All right, now I'm just spacing this row, and I am going in between where I did the first set of petals. Oops, hold on. I'm gonna put that in here. Now, when you're putting it on the cookie, the other tip I would give you, alternate between the other leaves that are in the row below. But the other thing that you really want to make sure that you do is try, when you place it on the cookie, to get this part of your vinery on top of the dry part, so that it's not in the icing when you go back to tuck it down, because then it's going to make it curl more. Can you see it? I'll show you a side angle in just a second of what this looks like. And then it took about, it's not going to, I did a half a sheet of the wafer paper bits, but it's not going to take them all. I think I made 3 dresses before I ran out. Okay, so do you see what it's doing and how the moisture is making the wafer paper curl? And this is grade A, it's the thin. You can use double density, but you're not going to get this cool curling with the double density, and you won't get the flexibility. The flexibility and the way this curls, a lot of that you can attribute to the fact that it's such a thin paper. Now I'm just going to keep going. At this point, you know what to do. You're going to go all the way up to the bodice. So if you're bored and you want to jump off because we've been on over an hour, totally okay. Now, Terry has a good point. Terry's asking a question because it's hanging over the edge. Would it break off? Yes, it will break off if you bag it. If you box it, what you'll want to do is we're going to need to, first of all, use a larger bag if you're going to box these for sale, or just trim it before you put it in. But put something, let me get rid of this comment, put something in the box that keeps it where this won't run into the side of the box. Okay. And a lot of the stuff that we do, you guys know, a lot of the stuff that we do is like for competition pieces, cake shows, cake toppers, stuff like that, where that particular question would have come into play. But if you are going to make these to resell them, then yes, you have to take that into consideration, and you'll want to put some kind of stop block in there. Okay. And then you need to be able to, like you could put the crumbs, you could put the pecan crumbs in there and nestle your cookies in it, something you can nestle it in. But that's just that I don't recommend that. I don't recommend boxing or bagging these. This is more about like for the gingerbread stuff that's coming up. Okay. I'll just be honest with you. This is like, everything has to be edible in some of these competitions and stuff. So I'm just trying to give you some ideas. Thank you, Claudette. I appreciate that. Thanks, Christina. Okay, cool. Now, if you have more questions, ask, okay? I'm going to come back and do another little layer of icing here. And we're just going to keep alternating these. I'm alternating the vinery, like which vine I'm using, so that I have the one with the thicker end and then the fern end, the thinner end. I'm going to alternate that. And then I'm all offsetting in between these rows as I go up the dress. There are more things you could do to make this dress even more woodsy if you wanted to. Now you can tell on mine, my dry dusting is a little bit darker than my undercoat of icing, but you can play with the icing colors and get a totally different look. Okay. And also this is a great technique to create wedding dresses with as well, without, not with vines though, right? You'd want to use something else. I need to move these over because I'm right-handed. So I keep picking up here and I don't like crossing in front of that camera. Now remember, try to tuck in just that stem part and catch the edge of the leaves to anchor it. And also it would have been great if I had pulled the right punch when I grabbed all this stuff a couple days ago. It's just been storming so bad, you guys. I haven't even wanted to go back to the other house right now. It's just too many storms. Too many storms, too much water on the road, and the roads are slick. It's a 2-lane road. I just haven't wanted to do that. But if I had grabbed the other punch, having 2 different links, and which would then attribute to different size petals on the fern one, that really, it gave it a nice look too. So don't miss out on that when it's time to do it. All right, and again, I'm just tucking it in, just the tip of it into the wet icing, making sure it anchors, and that moisture. Can you see what's happening? Because I haven't moved the cookie. I can tell, but I don't know if you guys can tell. Can you see how much these are lifting? So the reason it became a problem going top down when I originally did this was because they were starting to curl and I couldn't get them layered underneath. It just didn't look the same. But you can see how fun this is. This is a technique I actually used in the Virginia Bride magazine a couple of years ago. It might be a couple of years ago now. I was invited to create a wedding, some cookies for a wedding photo shoot they were doing. And I did a dress and I did the cape. This might have even been, it's at least 2 years ago, potentially 3 years ago. But I used this technique to create a cape, and I used diamond dust all over it. So it was sparkly, but it was really fun. And the fact that the wafer paper curled, but I used a lace punch out. I didn't use flowers for that because I was tasked with matching the wedding dress photos they were running, which was really fun. Is there a saying, life is what happens when you're not watching? Is that a saying, or am I thinking of something else? Am I combining multiple things here? Because I can tell you life is busy happening. It's just busy happening. If I gave you the list of all the things that are happening, to some of you, it would sound like complaints. And to others of you, you would know I'm just being analytical and giving an actual list, an ABC list, because I'm very analytical. But life is happening. I can say that with no uncertainty. Life is happening. Best you can do is grab it with two hands and hold on. All right, here we go. Oh, I just like how this one's turning out so much. And isn't it fun with the woodsy look of the bodice? And it would be so cute if you had time. I'm not going to do it tonight, but if you had time to make a brooch for your dress, a beautiful brooch would be a little teeny tiny mushroom. Can you just see that? Wouldn't that be the cutest? All right, I'm going to do one more row, then I'm going to look up and check the comments, okay? And I'll see if you guys need anything. So if you have any questions, put them over there, because I think there's still about a 10-second delay on this. And honestly, guys, I'm going a lot slower than I would be if I was making this for resale. I would be slamming these on here, and I wouldn't be delicately placing them with tweezers. I'd have gloved hands on, and I would be icing and pushing these in here. But I really want you to be able to focus in on the technique of getting that point and how they curl from that point. And you can also tell I'm mixing up my shades. I don't think I mentioned that, but I have been consciously choosing to mix the shades. You know what? That wedding dress, I just saw a comment. It was in Virginia Bride, and I don't know if I'll see if I can find it and post it. I'm sure I have it. Might even be on Instagram. And the capelet that went with the dress. But I have to go back. I'll type in the pictures. The problem with that is sometimes I create dresses for them or cookies for them way ahead of time. So I don't know when the issue runs. And then I've got to go back and find it by the issues. And initially I wasn't keeping copies. Can you believe that? I was just so overwhelmed and busy all the time. I wasn't keeping copies of everything. When I needed to dump some photos, I'd just pull some stuff and dump it, whether it was cakes or cookies or cupcakes or the chocolates or the pralines, whatever it was, I'd just dump it and get it off my phone. Yes, I've since heard of the cloud. I felt someone thinking that. Yes, I have. And I now have that feature so that I don't have to be so pressed on things like that. But at the time when I was working from 2 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, 6 days a week, I didn't care about that. I just was like, I just want to go home and go to bed. That's all I was worried about. All right, now we're getting close to the top. So unless we want to punch some more out, we got to really be careful how we're spacing these now. I guess I really filled this one in nice and full. Somebody tell me what you had for dinner tonight. I haven't had dinner yet. Tell me what you had for dinner. Let me see if otherwise it's going to be popcorn for me. That's not a good dinner, right? I just didn't have time. I got mom and Brian dinner before I started live streaming. And then I wanted to have that class posted for you guys. It's so pretty, right? Can you imagine if you really took your time with this? Like, I'm sure your little creative brains are popping right now, but can you imagine what you could do with this, like Christmas themed? Oops. Christmas themed and maybe crystals on the bodice. Wouldn't that be so pretty? Ooh, you guys, I saw an eBay listing where somebody was selling off old Martha Stewart punches. I mean, I don't know. Is she still in Michael's? Is her line still the one that they do with the craft punches? Now, when you get up near the bodice, do you see how I just tucked that down so I'd get these bulges? Because that looks really pretty when it dries. That's why I did that, if you're wondering. And I'm going to put one right here in the middle. Anyway, they had a vampire with a moon and bats or something posted. That was a little too much icing showing for me right there. So I'm going to tuck this in. Now, the other thing is when you get to these little areas like this, if you want it to be a shorter piece, just break it off before you tuck it in. But this one, I want it to stick out so it looks like a peplum. So I'm intentionally bending these to really exaggerate them. They had a post with a vampire bat. I think it was all like a little scene, like these punches punch stuff out for card crafting. And it was listed for $195. You believe that? Ridiculous. I mean, booyah for them if they get it. That's awesome. So if you own that vampire stamp, you may want to think about selling it on eBay. I was shocked when I saw it, because I'm always watching the auctions for punches. I like to get in different punches. And when people are selling off collections that they've had for years, you can get some really unusual stuff. Okay, now this is where it's going to get tricky. I'm going to break this off, just one set, and then tuck this in, okay? Because I haven't even been paying attention. There's still so many of you here. Thank you for that. I haven't been paying attention to how many people are watching to see if you got bored and left me or not. Now I'm going to go right in here and I'm going to tuck just a little bit more in. If you really wanted to amp this up, I'm not going to do it because I think it could ruin it because the wafer paper is so thin, but I know one of you is going to try it. So let me just tell you how to do it in case you want to do it. If you really want to amp it up, you can use green diamond dust. That looked really pretty. But do it now. You would do it at this point in the cookie so that it basically attaches to the wet icing. It won't stick as much to the wafer paper bits, but it'll stick to all these little parts of icing that are popping through. Okay, you can do that. And if you want to amp it up even a little bit more, you could hit the tips with some airbrushing. Okay, but I'm telling you, you have to be ultra careful because of the thickness of this particular wafer paper. All right, you see how I'm just tucking that in, and it's just barely, because I want a nice clean line right down through here. And another reason I'm probably taking way too much time with this is because if I were doing this for a competition piece, this is how neurotic I get about putting a piece together. This is really what it looks like. Ooh, let me see what you all had. Oh my gosh. Okay, Kathy, thank you. Myra likes it. Thank you. Okay, so Christina had pancakes. I could do that. I have Eggos. Hamburgers. That sounds really good. Chili and bread bowls. Oh my gosh. Okay, that sounds awesome. Turkey melts with turkey. Oh, Nadine, that sounds scrumptious. Espresso chocolate chip milkshake. Okay, totally with you there. Lobster and steak combo. Did you go to Outback? Did you also have the loaded baked potato and that wonderful wooden bread and maybe some baked potato soup, salsa and chips? I have cheese dip. Thank you, Penny. Thanks, Kathy. Jessie Ann, you do like this? I'm so glad you like it. Yes, I know, Charlotte, you have the cutter. You went to Outback. Oh my gosh. Well, the closest Outback to us is now an hour and 20 minutes away. So I don't get to go as often. For Christmas, you guys, oh my gosh. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you, I started talking about this and then I slipped off somewhere else. Thank you. I could eat Chinese food too. Okay. Can you see this on a wreath for a Christmas cookie? Can you guys envision what that would look like? And using your moldable royal icing and your cool ornament mold that you got last year in your advanced box. You know what's so awesome? You know what I realized the other day? We have now been together almost 3 years. And so a lot of you have a lot of the things that I'm using. You already have it from your boxes and from previous classes. So just so you know, if I have to pick what I'm going to use to create something, I'm always going back to stuff that a bunch of you will already have. So when I did this the second time, not the first time. Now, can you see what I'm doing too, by the way? Do you see the difference in what that looks like versus what that looks like? Can you see how much sharper it is and how stand out it is? So I'm just pushing. I went right in it. I went at a probably, I don't know, not quite a 45-degree angle, maybe 60. And I'm pushing that wafer paper down and I'm getting a really hard edge on my bodice because that one dress, now it's set up enough and it looks nice. Now, if I were not on camera, I would just flip this around and do it right-handed, but we're going to see how my left-hand skills are tonight. Anyway, so I'm trying to use things that most of you have from classes. So sometimes you guys are going to have an advantage because you've bought boxes and classes before. All right. Are there still boots and bling up for sale? Are there any left? You guys snatch those up while they're on sale before I post the finished cookie. All right. Now I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit because I think I'm going to keep this dress for some photographs for when I make the Timbo cookie. Okay. Now let me show you angle. So isn't that pretty with the icing too? I would not put this in the dehydrator though, guys, because it's going to really dry out your wafer paper more than you want. Now look, can you see how it curled? Do you see what I mean about the curling? And also for my gingerbread people, I'm just going to give you a big hint right here for my gingerbread people. Do you see how it's curling? So that fern one done in 2 sizes, mixing up your dry dusting, those pointy sugar cones. They're really pointy at the bottom and they go up to about 1.5 inch circle at the top, the sugar cones that are brown. If you take those and then cut them off so they're different heights, so you can make like a little 3-tree cluster or a 5-tree cluster, paint them with airbrush color. They're brown already. Do a little hit of green to darken the underneath of that brown to make it not look like an ice cream cone. I guess you don't want it to look like you just popped it out of a box. And then do the different shades of dry dusting on your wafer paper bits and use your fern punch. It's completely edible. You'll just do a little section at a time. Start high enough that this doesn't drag the ground. But you can put those on. I usually use a clip and just hold mine like a clothesline pin clip and hold it. Do a little icing like in a wedge area going up the cone and start to do your pieces. And this as a tree, I mean, hopefully you can see what I'm talking about, but you see how it curls out and it very much looks like branches. And then imagine this, if this dress were curved, what that would look like. But use all the fern pieces so it looks like spruce branches. All right, well, there's our little cookie for tonight. I think this will go beautiful with the little Timbo house. And you can use the miniature dresses. If you did the Frosting Creators of San Antonio tutorial with me, there were 8 different dresses. You could use any of those in a miniature size if you want to make a little closet full of fairy dresses to go along with your Timbo tutorial, okay? That tutorial is only on sale through tonight. Make sure you told them you got that because Amy told you you had to have it at Cookie Snack Attack. I don't want my buddy to think I'm slacking off on telling y'all about him. But that's it for tonight. Hopefully the sound was good. Hopefully it held up good for you guys. Let's see. Oh, wait, let's go back to this one. I missed a couple. I got to scroll up. Nancy says, yes, that would be beautiful. Jessie Ann says, yes, roof door set. So great, right? And to make vinery around that, wouldn't that be pretty? You are very welcome, Camille. It was good to spend time with you guys. I'm so glad you love it. It does look nice, right? Just think about all the possibilities. You learned a technique tonight. I'm really heavy into teaching techniques and getting certain looks for things for you guys so that you can see what you can do. And also, you could have changed this whole look of this dress by doing an empire waist, which would have been right below the chest line and brought your twigs up here. But we gave her a little bit of a different look. By the way, in my cookie-a-thon, I do Mrs. Claus's closet. And let's just say Miss Claus has a few little risky things in her closet. not too risky. I'm keeping it PG, but I'm just saying she has a little risque part of her closet coming in Cookie-a-thon. I'm so glad you guys like this. Thanks for hanging out with me all night too. I know this was a longer video. We had a lot to do. I hope you guys are going to join me for Boots and Bling. I'm excited about that class. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot, you think you guys are so welcome. You think you like get through all of the techniques and then you're going to circle back, or you're going to, that's not going to be enough. Claudette, go to Cakes by Timbo and then find the post about the pressure piping royal icing gnome or fairy house, he called it. I can't remember what he would call it, but it's on sale only through tonight at $21. But anyway, he always puts the link in the first line of his comments. I need to ask him one day why he does that and doesn't just put it up in the top, but there must be a reason. You are so welcome. See, I need food and I need some caffeine. I enjoyed my time with you very much. This was very therapeutic. Thank you. You guys are always cheaper than therapy. It's good to see you too, Charlotte. I hope you guys enjoyed this so much. I'll photograph it tomorrow and put it up for you. Okay. You're very, very welcome. You think you're going to like run out of things, and then it's just a matter of sparking someone's creativity and then seeing how far you guys run. That's just such a blessing. Yeah. That's it. Fairy Cottage. He did call it Fairy Cottage instead of Gnome. You are very welcome. All right. Well, you guys, I'm going to jump off, grab something to eat. And what does it say? Please excuse. I know. Well, let me know if you have any questions. You can message me. Okay. I probably won't get back to you till tomorrow because seriously, I'm going to eat, grab a shower, and then get my crew in bed. We need rest. We got the girls coming in to paint. Thank you again to my cookie crew that is arriving to fellowship, have good food, good times. I mean, just the memories from this stuff is going to be amazing. I can't wait. We always have so much fun when we get together. All right. Huge shout out to Allison too, who is providing some taxi service to the airport this time so that we can get everybody where they need to be and keep it easy on my mom. So I appreciate you so much, Allison. And don't forget, grab your Boots and Bling class. It's class in a box. So it's the class and the box together for one price plus the shipping. Grab that while it's on sale because as soon as the finished photo of the cookie posts, the price is going to go back to $125. So for those of you who already know the quality of class and boxes that I sell, you're good to go. You trust me. You're getting a little bit of a discount on this one. Grab it while it's on sale. Boxes are going to ship next Tuesday. The group opens next Monday. You'll have all the normal stuff with this. You're going to have the Cookie Snack Attack cards. You're going to have 2 different royal recipes, a royal glaze and royal icing. And then you're also going to have a basic sugar cookie recipe. There's prep videos. There's just so much going on with this. And after Boots and Bling, we'll be selling ahead of time the cookie cutters, but we'll be doing the classes when I get back. I've got 2 different sets of camping cookies for you that are so sweet. So sweet. We'll talk about those the next time I live stream, okay? Hopefully we will, Whoopi, Cindy, Debbie, Mary Jean, and I will see you decorating some cookies that I baked the other day. Hopefully we'll see you and decorate those together one night this weekend while they're here, while we have a little fun, okay? And just for the record, it is 8:37 where I am. It is dark outside, and I don't think my lighting has been affected whatsoever, even though there's a ton of windows in here. I think my camera monitor, the lights, all of that, everything looks the same to me. So I hope this video has turned out really well for you guys, and I'm looking forward to what we're going to be able to do in the future. Okay, guys, have a great night. Bye.